It's not every year that a new cruise line launches in the UK, but that's exactly what Ambassador did with its first ship, Ambience, in 2022, before adding this ship, Ambition, in May 2023. This ship sails from unusual UK ports like Dundee, Falmouth and Tilbury, London, just outside the M25, not Southampton pretending to be London. It's affordable, it's adults only, and it's actually my second time on board. But this isn't some boring deck-by-deck walkthrough, this is your 10-minute guide of Ambassador Ambition, showing you exactly what to expect on board. Let's start with the main outside space. You'll find a single main pool surrounded by sun loungers and a smaller splash pool nearby, along with a couple of hot tubs tucked in around the edges. On warm days, especially on Ambassador's unique itineraries, this becomes a lively hangout spot with people relaxing, chatting and soaking up the sun between dips. There are plenty of spaces to relax out of the sun too, which can be nice on the Mediterranean voyages. There's also a walking track around the top deck, which is a lovely place for a morning stroll or catching the sunrise as the ship glides into port. Here you'll also find the Consulate Bar, which has these amazing giant round booths perfect for socialising in larger groups. Moving into the heart of the ship now, the central lounge and bar areas. Ambition has several distinctive venues, each with their own feel, and if you're the sort of person who likes a drink before dinner, you've got plenty of choice. The Purple Turtle Wine Bar is one of the most recognisable venues on board, with bold purple decor, bottle-shaped wall cutouts and plenty of character. It's used for quizzes, occasional live music, and feels like a jazzy wine bar. The Angel Bar sits just outside the Palladium Theatre and is styled with red rust armchairs and Victorian-inspired decor. It's a comfortable place to unwind with a drink after a show, and it often stays busy on gala night. The Clifton Lounge hosts a mix of daytime activities and evening entertainment, including tribute acts, dance classes, and the occasional karaoke night. It's a flexible space, sometimes a lounge, sometimes a show venue, and it works well for both. There's also the Pendennis Bar, tucked just outside the Buckingham restaurant. It's a handy little spot to grab a drink before dinner without having to go too far. Speaking of dinner, when it comes to dining, you've got a few options. The two main restaurants on board are Holyrood and Buckingham. They serve the same menu as each other each evening, and you'll be assigned one for the cruise. The food is classic British fare, soups, roasts and puddings. It's down to earth, consistent and familiar, and portioned like your nan's Sunday dinner, large. If you prefer something quicker or more casual, the Borough Market Buffet is where you'll likely have breakfast and lunch. It's a compact space with a steady rhythm. At peak times, you might find yourself doing a slow lap with a tray, which can be nice to give yourself the time to eye up which dessert you're having. Afternoon tea is served here too, and it's generous. The scones were warm and the staff were friendly about second helpings. There's also the Saffron restaurant, a specialty Indian restaurant with a small cover charge. This one's a bit of a hidden gem. The flavours are rich, the service is sharp, and the room itself has a more modern restaurant feel. Worth booking early in the cruise if you want a table. I highly recommend the butter chicken. Entertainment is centred around the Palladium Theatre, a 2-deck venue where Ambassador's own show team performs cabarets, musicals and guest acts. The shows have a homespun charm to them, lively, varied and clearly put together with heart. It's more off-Broadway than West End, and that's part of the appeal. Earlier this year, Ambassador ran a competition to find new British writers to create original plays for the ship. My wife, who's an amazing writer, entered, but she was pipped to the post. There's a drink service at your seat in the theatre, and also little holders built in for your glasses, which means you won't have your drink kicked over by people walking past. My favourite venue on board is the Cavern, a Beatles-inspired bar where you'll find quizzes, live bands and dancing most nights. It's one of the liveliest spots on the ship and has a proper energy to it. During the day, activities range from low-key quizzes, crafts, talks, bridge games and the occasional fitness class to live music, silent discos and competitions. You can choose the pace you'd like to go.
Oh, Gillian buzzing in there.
9-carat gold.
9-carat gold is unfortunately the correct answer!
Cabins are traditional in layout and styling. Most are outside cabins with picture windows, and they've had a refresh since the ship was refurbished. You'll notice thoughtful details like deep wardrobes, pastel tones and fixed furniture, a nod to the ship's heritage. They're comfortable with plenty of storage and a layout that's practical for longer cruises. The spa facilities are included in your cruise fare, and if you fancy something a little more special, you can book yourself in for a Swedish massage, a hot stone massage, or a myriad of other fairly affordable treats. It's the kind of space where you might come for an hour and end up staying for 2, especially if it's a sea day and you've got no reason to rush away. There's also a well-stocked library on board, one of those rare cruise libraries that actually gets used. It's a quiet, comfortable space to read, enjoy the silence, and select your next adventure. Round the corner is Aces and Eights, the ship's games room, which is fantastically large and is in near constant use by bridge groups, puzzlers and regulars playing rummy and other card games. If you're even slightly competitive, it's a great place to spend a sea day. Ambassador Ambition has really carved out its own niche in the cruise world. It's small, it's relaxed, it's budget friendly, and it's mostly adults who want a slower pace. If you're cruising from a regional port and want something low-key without flying abroad, it might just be the perfect fit. As I mentioned before, I've been on Ambition a number of times, and if you'd like to experience it too, why not get in touch? Cruise Family is always better value than going direct to the cruise line, and you'll be supporting my family and this channel. Visit cruisefamily.co.uk. Up next, would you like to see this video or this video? The choice is yours.
Cruise Family!